You are listening to the Estheticians Earning More podcast with Brittany Hagemann, episode number 198. Do you want to double your business in 1 year? Are you an esthetician solo business owner that is very, very tired because you are working for every single dollar that you earn? Are you making between $5,000 and $7,000 a month consistently in your esthetician business? And the only way that you can see that you can make more money is to add more hours? Is the money going out of your business just as fast as it's coming in? Do you feel like you're on the verge of burnout? Do you not understand how other estheticians can actually make a profit? If you say yes to any of these questions, I can help you. In my one-to-one 6-month individualized coaching program, I will teach you to double your business in 1 year. I combine proven strategies and business systems along with mindset coaching to teach you how to change the systems in your business that aren't making you money. My clients that have incorporated all of these systems into their business consistently have seen phenomenal results. If you're interested in working with me, use the link in the show notes. I cannot wait to meet you. Happy Monday and welcome back. I'm so excited to be back talking with you today. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I have been seeing with some of my clients that have been really successful at getting new clients, and that is working with influencers. So I did not work with influencers when I grew my business because it didn't really exist. I mean, it kind of did, but not to the level that it does today. I will work with influencers again in the future as I do different business ventures that I have planned. And so I have been learning how to work with influencers along with my clients. And I actually really have loved this process because something about me that you may not know is I love the experimentation in business. I love trying things, like really trying things, not just like, I did it, I'm done, like really trying things and seeing what happens. And I think like that is really exciting to me. And when things get to be pretty status quo and we just start doing the same thing over and over again, I get bored. like I I have that kind of a brain where I want to problem solve and figure things out and try new things. And so influencers is a new thing to me, but I know it can be super effective in growing your business. So I always have recommended clients to work with influencers, but I personally didn't have the experience of doing it myself that I could like do this. So I have been challenging my clients, especially this year in 2025, to find influencers and work with them. And they have taken my challenge. I've had a number of my clients that have been like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And they have made it happen. I can't tell you specifically like what they said. Like, I'm not going to like break it down like super simply for you, but I'm going to tell you the general process and what the results have been and why I think it's been successful for these people. And why I think how it can be unsuccessful for you if you like, what are the things that to look out for and things that may not work if you work with influencers so far. This is part one. I'm sure I'm going to have more insights over seeing people with influencers over the next few years. So I've challenged a number of clients to reach out to local influencers, generally micro influencers, because they tend to be more motivated to work with someone and create some sort of a deal for that influencer to come in. Every esthetician's done different deals with them. And I will say, one of the things that I have learned is it's really important to have things in writing of what they get and what you get. So how many posts they have to do, what services or products they get, how often they have to post. All of those things are super important to have in writing. And I think it makes you look more professional. And I think that it can really protect you if it doesn't work. Because if there's a chance it's not going to work. There is a chance you're going to give like 5 free facials or waxes or whatever, and they don't bring anyone in. And I think that's such an important thing to remember, because this is essentially you're paying for advertising, and advertising doesn't always work the way you expect it to work. So you have to just keep that in mind, and you can't think, well, this influencer is going to build my business for me and I don't have to do anything in it ever again. My clients that have seen success with this are so active at building their own audience and engaging with their audience and posting on social media, and has an influencer who is also very good at that and has a good following of people that are local, and it all works. It doesn't work when someone has an influencer and they themselves are not showing up in their business and posting and having a page that people will want to follow and learn more. Because this is what happens. Like, I'm just going to spell it out because I think sometimes we forget this is kind of the process. So an influencer comes in, takes video or whatever it is you agree upon of the treatment and facial service, whatever. Then they post about it and they tag you in the post, whether it's a grid post or story, whatever you guys agree upon. Then people that are local to you, that are also, because they're local, click on your name and they go to your page. They go to your Instagram page or TikTok page. Then they look at your content. And this is the part that I think some people miss. If that content isn't banging, for lack of a better word, if it's not like lots and lots and lots of content where you're talking about what you do and who you are and like your ethos and yourself, they aren't going to follow you, because they don't really, it's like, I don't know who this person is. So you have to have that be a well-oiled machine before you reach out to influencers. You have to be posting multiple times a week, not once a month. Okay? Or not, 3 times a month, right? You need to be posting 3 times a day. You need to be posting multiple times a week, many, many times. So also, that influencer is only to partner with you if they think that you are active, right? And that you are a good partner for them. Like, if I had a big brand and 2 different people reached out to me to work with me, and one was not ever on TikTok or whatever, Instagram, whatever they're using, and one was super active, I'm going to choose a super active person, in a heartbeat, right? If everything else about them was the same. So you have to be relevant to them and interesting to them, the influencer. And if it's a red flag, is if you ask to be with an influencer and they're like, yeah, absolutely. And you have they're just trying, they aren't engaged with your content. They're just like, yeah, sure. You want them to like you too. There has to be a relationship for this to work, right? This is not a, you just kind of just send it in. There has to be a relationship between the two of you also. And you have to like each other, right? For it to be authentic, for people to really trust them and trust you. So if you're asking influencers to come in, ask influencers that you really like, not people that you think would just bring you money. Okay? So people will come to your page, and if it's a page that has a lot going on, whether it's TikTok, whatever, they will follow you. Now, this is a super important part that you may have missed if you've tried working with influencers in the past. You have to be posting a ton to engage that person further. That person may totally forgot who you are. They followed you and everyone's busy, right? Everyone's in their own life and world. They've totally forgotten who you are. And then 3 weeks later, they see a post from you, like, who is this? And they unfollow you because they don't even remember why they followed you or who you are or what's happening. Instantly, and the way that algorithms work, I'm not an expert in this, but I know this to be true. When you follow someone on Instagram or TikTok, those algorithms will push all their recent content to you to get you to make sure you like that person, essentially, right? So all the recent reels will be pushed to you, their stories will be top of your stories. So you have to be doing stuff to get that person to actually remember who you are and start making that connection. Like, oh, this is Brittany, so and so follower mentioned her. Oh, yeah. And then next time they go into the app, they're like, oh, yeah, Brittany, that's right. She does facials, she does acne or whatever. Like, these connections have to be made in that person's brain for them to keep following you and be engaged. Of course, there are people that may see the follower, come to you, instantly book with you because they just trust whatever the follower says. That does happen. I've seen that with some of my clients that work with influencers. But for the most part, there is a relationship building that needs to happen. And if this, like the idea of now, like the pressure's on, quote unquote, with you, like makes you nauseous, we have to figure out why. Because this is very exciting. Like, more eyes on my page is a great thing. Like, let's go. Let's effing go. Let's post more. Like, that's how I feel if I start to get a whole new followers. Just like, I'm so excited to talk to all these people and meet all these people. Because if I don't, they will unfollow me because I'll randomly post and they'll be like, who is this girl? And I don't know. I don't even know why I followed her and unfollow me, right? So my client's been successful. Reach out to an influencer that they really like, that they feel like they could be friends with, create a deal with them that works for both of them, have an active page or pages themselves so that when they get those tags back, people want to stay and learn more about you and what you do. And then also providing a great service to the influencer so they want to keep coming. This formula works. It totally works. But without every single part of those steps, it will not work. So if you give out a facial to someone who does not does not do the post that you ask, that will not work, right? If you do the facial with someone who you just like do not vibe with and like you actually don't really like them very much when they come in and they're rude and they just seem like not the person that they seem like online, that's not going to work for you. That's not a good fit for you. And that's okay. Like, it's not working. We're going to find someone else. If you find someone that you like, they do their posts, but you aren't engaging with your new audience, it's not going to work. And if you're not posting and being interesting and relevant to them, it's not going to work. Influencers, like anything with marketing, is not a golden ticket. It's not like, oh, I got an influencer, I don't have to do any work. That's not a thing. Like, that's not the expectation. You still have to work really hard to create relationships with those people by telling people what you do and who you are. That's all you have to do. Okay. We don't have to like make this super intense, but that's all you have to do, right? So people know who you are. So they want to come in and get a service from you. They want to come in and get that sugaring or whatever. The other thing that I recommend that I've seen with my clients that have influencers is you want to have data of who is referring people to you. So within 3 to 6 months, if the person, the micro influencer or major influencer, whoever is coming in and they're getting their treatments, their services, they're doing their posts, and you are not getting any follows. You are getting you can tell there's no traffic coming from this person because you're taking the data. And all your new clients say they heard from you from something else that's nothing at all related to this influencer. You need to end the relationship with the influencer. Like, this particular advertisement did not work. And that's okay. Doesn't mean anything wrong happened. This is how business works. Like, back before social media, I do hear from people being like, what did we do before social media? People paid for ads in like newspapers and stuff that were super expensive and didn't always work. And they had to do different ads and different strategies with different kinds of ads that they were paying for. And they would pay a lot of money for an ad and it had like a typo in it, and people just weren't interested, and they had to figure out a different way to get people's attention in that ad. Like, why do you think there's like advertising divisions of companies, like divisions, like dozens of people coming up with ideas that do not always work. We know we've seen ads that are so stupid that you're like, this ad makes no sense. Like, I'm not interested in buying the product, right? So you have to look at it from that perspective. Definitely make notes of what you do on them so that you can write that stuff off on your taxes. Like, it's an ad, it's a loss that's, towards marketing and things like that. But again, if you expect it to be the saving grace in your business, it's going to be a lot of pressure and really hard for you to show up. If it's one of many strategies that you're going after in your business, it's less pressure for you and can probably be more successful. Because again, like, if we have the mentality that this one thing is going to work and I don't have to do this anymore, and when I say this, I mean marketing, you will probably be disappointed. It most likely will not ever be that way. There's never one thing that will work and that's it permanently. I always talked about when I was building my business, and this was in 2017, 18, 19, very beginning of 2020, I was tracking where people were coming from. About a third of them were coming from Yelp, a third of them were coming from referrals, and a third of them were coming from Instagram. And that was pretty consistent across the board. I don't know if Yelp is what it was anymore. I don't recommend Yelp as much as I recommend Google, like doing Google reviews. That wasn't a thing back then. But I had multiple ways that I was reaching out to people. I had a very robust referral program that I was promoting constantly. I was always on Instagram posting, engaging with people, making stories, and I made sure my clients left me Yelp reviews. So if you get an influencer, that is one of the arms of your business. It's not influencer, it's marketing. That's it. That's a lot of pressure to put on someone and on a relationship. Just like if your strategy is just referrals, what I've seen happen before, and I even feel like I've experienced it before too, is you're like, why aren't my old clients doing more to help me? I cleared you. You should be shouting it from the rooftops. Why haven't you referred 10 people to me? Like, that's not a reasonable expectation to put on your clients that you've cleared or like your happy clients. I understand the desire of that, but that is not how you can't expect them to build your business for you. And if you even run ads, like if you did Facebook ads or Instagram ads or I guess TikTok ads, whatever people do ads, some ads may be really successful and some will just completely flop. And that is how it goes. There was this golden time, and if you've been in business as long as I have, you will remember this. There was this golden time, like 2017, 2018, not 2019, it changed, but 2017, 2018, where you could run an Instagram ad for $40. It would go over like 5 days to your area with a couple keywords, and I would get like 3 new clients. It was golden. But then it stopped. Like the way that Instagram did ads stopped. And then also the people started realizing this was happening and everyone was doing ads. And so the thing about that is there's so many more ads. And so your ad gets lost, right? I was like one of the only people doing ads. And so my ad showed up on everyone's feed. People would tell me all the time, like, I saw your ad. But then I would run ads in 2019 and no one saw it and it didn't work. So influencers, the results that my clients are seeing with influencers today may not work in 2 to 3 years. You may have to pivot again. And that is why it's important to understand these processes, understand how leads come into your business and how to get more people in your audience and the strategy behind it, not just check the box, I'm done. I did it. I figured out this one way and I'm done. Like, I remember in 2019 running ads, I mean, like, that was $50 I just wasted. That was $80. I'm putting more money into it, I'm going to do $100. Nothing, And I think I did some Yelp ads at that point. I think that seemed to help a little bit better. But I was like, I have to be more creative because I understood how it worked. How like it's a lot of people that have to be exposed to you, and then over time you nurture them and build relationships with them, and then they can come in and book with you. So I understood that concept, and so I was like, how else can I meet new people to get more people in? Because again, if you are a newer listener to my podcast, I did acne, and I would graduate people so that they would be done coming in for treatments. They could come in monthly or ever so often if they wanted, a peel and some extractions, but they weren't coming in regularly anymore because I wanted someone else to fill that spot. So I know I had 2 people on products that was in that spot. And then once that person cleared, I had 3 people. So I always was looking for new clients because I was always clearing people and then having more people on product and, going through it that way. So I was always trying to find more clients. But if you understand these concepts, whatever way the world pivots, you can pivot too and figure this out. So if you're listening to this live, I do recommend influencers if you have all of the things that I talked about in today's episode. If you don't, get on it. You can do it. You can totally do it. I believe you can. Just start building up your account and building up, making it more interesting for people that would be interested in learning more. And if you already have that, put yourself out there. You would be surprised how effective it can be if it's the right match for you and for the influencer and for your audience. That is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate it. Be back next week. Have a fantastic week. Bye for now.